Hey,
Yeah, what's up? Put my headphones
how
in
you
real
doing?
quick. What's happening?
I just got off work. Hold on, I was in the bathroom.
Uh-huh.
Like,
Okay. How you doing?
I just got off work. I was taking my freaking clothes off. Let me just
Uh-huh.
bed.
It's all good. So
Okay,
you a self you an alpha woman? You consider yourself an alpha woman?
I felt like I am, but I'm not.
No.
I'm not. I'm not. I'm not mean. I'm submissive and I'm still feminine. So I feel like that's not everybody's not in a box.
So tell me this. Why you call yourself an alpha woman?
Well, I'm gonna say this because traditionally, alpha women, most people feel like alpha women were more so, it's more quick to speak her mind, say what she wants, say what she don't want, and she speaks up. So I mean, because I take charge and I make my own decisions, and if I don't like something or I don't agree with something, I'm going to say something about it. I don't
That's
care who.
fine. You can. Feminine women do that too. That's so.
Right.
But why do you consider yourself an alpha woman? Forget everybody else. Why would you consider
I,
yourself an alpha woman?
Me, because I just take charge and I go for what I want,
Okay.
and
Okay. You
I
like
just
to
feel
take
like
charge.
as far as with my life,
Well, I
yeah,
mean, it's your life. Who else gonna take charge of your life?
right. With my life, I take charge.
Who else supposed to do it?
Right. So that's why I feel like, well, I've been told that I'm an alpha woman by other
Uh-huh.
females,
Hmm.
not
Why?
males.
Okay.
So
But
I guess
so,
that's why I just take it and run with it.
huh?
I guess that's why I just took it and run with it. But I'm still very feminine and I'm submissive to the right man. I'm not gonna submit to just any man. You feel
Why
me?
not? Why not?
Because everybody ain't worthy.
Well, what you with them for?
Well, put it like this: before I get with anybody,
Uh-huh.
I'm going to be in the stages of getting to know you, going on dates, talking to
Of
you.
course.
So I have to be with you in some capacity to know if I want to move to the next level or take it more serious. I have to be
So
with you
let me ask you
on one
this.
level. Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you this.
What's
You
up?
couldn't be submissive to a man that you just started dating in any capacity.
Yeah, I could if he was nice. If he made me comfortable enough to want to submit, of course. Like if he was talking to me the right way, being very respectful, um, telling me things I want to
Okay.
hear. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah,
Why do a
I'm
man
submissive.
I get it. Why do a man have to be a certain way for you to be a submissive feminine woman?
Why?
Because let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. As a man, I
Uh-huh.
don't need a woman to be a certain way for me to be a masculine, protective man. I just am what I am. And if she is not on her square as far as being the right woman to accept that type of man that I am as a natural, masculine, protective man, she got to go. I'm not going to change how I treat a woman because she ain't ready for it. You feel
Correct.
me?
But when you
So,
say submit, what you mean by submit?
so
Because
just
you just
submission is just being cooperative, pleasant, and agreeable with a man. That's it.
but what if you don't agree with whatever he's talking about?
And y'all going out and you say, hey, and he say, hey, I want to go to Outback Steakhouse.
Right.
And you really don't want to go to Outback Steakhouse.
And I must tell him I don't want to go there.
Yeah.
I want
And,
something else.
and that's fine, but I'm just giving you a low level of being submissive to a man and saying, hey, I don't care where we go. It's just food. Don't read the comments. Come back up here. Back up here.
Okay. Okay.
It's just being agreeable is what I'm saying. But
Yeah.
if let's say a man want to go to see a certain movie or he want to go to Top Golf and you really don't want to do that. So every time this here man say something, you got something to say behind it. It comes off as combative. It don't come off as having a submissive attitude to the man because you an alpha woman. So let me ask you this: if you met a man and he told you, I'm a beta male. It's because my mom raised me and My dad wasn't around, and I just like to be this way, and I'm a beta male. Would you date him? I could
Probably
see the
not.
probably not, right? So
Probably
you tell
not.
me.
Like
So answer this
anything
question for me.
else.
Okay. So answer this question for me. Why should a man date you calling yourself an alpha woman? Why should he?
But like I said, every guy does not want the same thing. Some guys, like you say, they might see alpha or hear alpha and they
Mm-hmm.
might run and be like, oh, I don't want to have nothing to do with that. Some guys
Mm-hmm.
might hear alpha and be like, okay. They might not think that way. They might,
Guess what? Guess who the guys that like alpha women are?
who?
Beta men who are passive and they don't like to do certain things and they're soft and all of that. Those are the men that you say you don't like, sweetheart, that
Uh,
you wouldn't date. Because an alpha man and an alpha woman that likes to take charge, like you say, they are going to do this. That's
well,
why you
I
don't.
wish, I
Hold
wish
on.
my best friend was on here because she's
Hold
an
on.
alpha female. Her dude is an alpha male, and they have.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, when their first year, I ain't gonna lie, their first year, she told me they used to butt head so freaking much. Now
Mm-hmm.
it's 6 years later. They had to learn how to coexist, but they gonna be married soon. Hell, she done moved to Minnesota, she gone, but both of them are alphas, both of them. And they just had to learn each other. So that's why
But
I
this
know
is the thing. Yeah, but you talking sometimes anything can work, but in most cases it don't work like that. In most cases it don't work like that.
I guess you're right. In most
So, yeah, in most cases it don't. So, that's just like a woman that's soft and feminine.
mm-hmm.
In most cases, she don't want a man that's soft and feminine and call himself a beta male, right? In most cases, most
No,
women like that don't want to do like that. Can it happen? Of course, anything can happen, but the probability of it happening is low. So just like you wouldn't date a man like that, most men and most women wouldn't. Most men don't want a woman that runs around here calling herself an alpha female. I don't know how long you've been following me, but I did a survey on it. And 95, 96% of the men said, I can't stand women call themselves this because
correct.
it's masculine. Alpha is associated with men and masculinity. Beta is associated with women and femininity. So when you say alpha, it automatically puts a man in the mindset that you're masculine. Just like if a dude said beta, you'd automatically think that he was a feminine guy, right? Same thing.
I wouldn't say feminine, but I would automatically know he's more
More
he's
what?
aggressive. I guess I could say
And
that.
and he's more what?
He's not as aggressive. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
say
a little more
he's
passive, right? A little more
right.
passive. Yeah,
Right.
look up the definition of beta. Beta traits. One
Okay.
of those beta traits is passiveness.
Oh.
Passiveness is one. Just like alpha traits is aggressive. It's the opposite. So go ahead.
I mean, I get what you're saying, but just because you're alpha female doesn't mean you're aggressive. I can be aggressive, I can, but I'm not always like that. Only when I have to be.
Yeah, but it's the word. Alpha is associated with masculinity.
Well, we all
It's
have
a
and feminine energies. We just
we
have to
do.
balance it.
We do. But if you got too much, if you have too much masculine energy as a woman, most men won't like it. Just like if a
I know.
man has too much beta energy or feminine energy, most women won't like it. But you
No,
have to have a certain level of it as like a man, right? I'm
yeah.
masculine, but I have to have a certain level of feminine energy in order to be able to relate to my woman, to where I can sit down with her and comfort her or have empathy with her and have affection and have intimacy with her when we talking or when we dealing with each other on her level so that we can connect with our chemistry, right? I can't be too hard as a man and be like, oh man, suck it up, girl. It's all good. I can't be like that. I have to be able to tap into that feminine energy, but too much. And she gonna be like, what's up? Why this fool sitting over here crying during the Lion King? Like, that's not, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna throw her off. Go ahead.
But then vice versa with us women being submissive and being a beta woman. What about those men who feel like somebody mentioned it earlier, those men who feel like, oh, well, she don't speak up enough, or she's too submissive, or she don't, she's too quiet, or what about that?
You shouldn't be too much of anything.
Right.
You shouldn't be too submissive to where you are a doormat and people just doing whatever and you don't say anything. But there's a way that you do certain things as a feminine, submissive type of woman. If you don't agree with something, it's okay to voice. You should voice that opinion and say, baby, you know what? I don't think we should do that like that. It's completely different saying, you know what? Nah, we ain't doing that, bro. We ain't doing that, bro. That ain't what we doing around here. It's completely different. So it's the words. When you feed yourself certain words into your mind, you start to emulate the traits of certain words. So I'm going to tell you something that I notice, right? I'm going to tell you something that I notice. You call yourself an alpha woman. And when you come on the live, just your aura and how you are, it's more masculine. It's more masculine. You call yourself an alpha woman. That is associated with masculinity, right?
Mm-hmm.
And just from this live and the way you came on, I can see it in you. Words have power in them. So when you constantly telling yourself these things, it affects how you think. It affects how you act. It affects your attitude and the different things that you do because you feel I'm an alpha woman. I gotta be this way because I'm aggressive and I can be like this here and I'm gonna show the men. It plays out in how you present yourself. And that's how you presented yourself when you came on. It is. And I'll let the people and the people in the comments if they agree with what I'm saying. But it's just a way that telling yourself those things.
Well,
and so
female.
Say that again.
I know I'm more of alpha. I've been told that by other alphas, and the last little, I wouldn't even call it a relationship, whatever I want to call it. I was like, I go say, trying to be more submissive, but I noticed like my alphaness was like, I don't know if it was too much for him, but
Probably.
It was like everybody can't handle me, and I know that. I'm
yeah. Well,
so it's like I tried to, after like, I don't even remember what had happened, but I tried to like not speak about a lot of things like I would have normally did. And for this person, I hushed my mouth and didn't say a lot. You know what I'm saying? And a whole year went by. Like I was dealing with this person for a year, and I'm just like, I'm not anymore. But I look back on it, and I'm just like, why? Like I wasn't even being myself. Like it was so many things. It was so many times I wanted to say something like, oh no, because I don't want to start an argument. I don't want this to happen. I don't want him to get upset. Let me just not say nothing. Let me just act like it don't bother me. And that's not who I am. And
well, guess what?
What's that?
You were in the wrong relationship with the wrong man if you can't talk to him.
Really? Yeah.
You were with the wrong man, but that's on you. You're with him for a year. You shouldn't have been there.
I was damn right I shouldn't have been. After a couple of months, I should have been. But my whole point of even bringing that up was when I felt like my how I come on strong. I guess how it was too much for him. Like I forgot what happened, what comment he made. After that happened, I started to like just not say as much, so to speak, and not. I was just like kind of like walking on eggshells.
Yeah,
it's just not me.
But
I did that for that person because I didn't want to seem so aggressive. I didn't want to seem like I was always being so rah-rah. And it just didn't work.
Yeah, most times it won't. If he's also an alpha man, like he's a, you know what I'm saying? He's an alpha type of guy, very masculine man. Most times that's not going to work.
I don't even know what the hell he was, to be honest with you. But
How you with him for a year? You ain't know.
know, sometimes people will fool your head. You think you know them, and then when you look back on the shit, you be like,
well, but you know what? He probably said the same thing about you. Because you were saying, well, I was trying not to say nothing and I was acting this particular type of way and I didn't feel like myself. Well, you was playing too.
yeah, because I didn't want to make it seem like I was always causing trouble, like starting arguments or being just myself, like, because I may always have something to say, so I didn't want to seem like I was always like the troublemaker. So I just kind of like shut my mouth about a lot of things and just let things play out when I should have just I should just been myself at the end. You know,
It's
because
gotta be yourself, but
somebody I'm
gotta,
changing myself, trying to be submissive, trying to not say as much to appease to this person so they could like me, they could be more comfortable, and it still work.
Yeah. It's just it don't seem like it's in you like that. If you have to try to do this here, it's just not in you. Right? It's like a man. If a man had to try to be protective of you when y'all start dating and he don't really want to do it, or he waiting around like, hey, you know what? He lets you out the car and he pulls right off. He ain't got that protective attitude in him. To watch you go in the house. You probably ain't really gonna like him because he don't have that protective attitude. It's the same thing. It's not in him.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
In me.
So it's something, yeah. Because if you start doing it for a man, it'll be an act. It'll be an act because it's not in you. Like a dude, if he just, tries to, it's not really in him to watch you walk in the house or make sure that you good and you made it home and that you safe. If it's not in him and he's just trying to do it because of whatever, that's what you say you need, then it's just an act. And eventually that act goes away. It'll fade off. They'll go right back into what they've done for 30 plus years. How old are you?
33.
33 years. You ain't done this in 33 years. And then you got into a relationship and tried it for a year and felt all over the place. Oh, God, this ain't working. Oh, man. Because you were acting, being something that you aren't. So it's a reason why. I don't know the reason why. Maybe it's how you were raised, relationships, whatever the case. But have you ever thought about going to do some therapy on certain things to figure out, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I think about therapy all the time. And I know I should do therapy because like I have like to this day, I don't even talk to my dad. Like my dad, he was like never there for me. He's still in the streets now on drugs. He's selfish. I already know as far as that's concerned.
So when you were growing up, was he around?
No. Around like what? Like
I mean, like just active father in your life.
But around as in like being there for me, doing things for me, helping take care of me. No. My granddaddy was pretty much my daddy, and that's fine.
Okay. So that's where probably the toughness comes from. And the alphaness comes from. It's from that dad not being there. You know what I'm saying? So now it's like, oh man, I gotta be this particular type of way or whatever. Go ahead.
I didn't realize that till I got older. You're absolutely right. I didn't realize that till I was like 30, I want to say.
Yeah.
And I was like, I started to like read more and pay attention to other people and listen to other people's stories, just pay attention. And I know I need therapy. I know.
But this is the thing though, when you should really look into, like, seriously look into going to talk that out with somebody, because you're 33, you still got time, right? You still got time to get some of those things out and understand them and start making changes to where you'll attract more men and better men that will treat you a certain way, as long as you're working on yourself and changing how you are as a woman, because that's what most men want. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, and just for yourself too, as a mental thing. You know what I'm saying? So I would definitely look into it and see what happens.
I will. I've already been talking about it with a couple of my other friends. It's just a matter
Hmm.
of deciding when and where I want to go.
Yeah, get with somebody that
It's
that
been a
resembles that resembles you, that can understand certain things about you or whatever the case, and then go from there. But it ain't nothing wrong with, what I'm saying, going to, talk to somebody if you know that you had childhood things that happened to you, because it's gonna affect you more. Because do you want to get married and have a relationship and all that type of stuff? Do you want to do that?
Of course. I mean, I ain't
Okay.
pressed about it, but I've always wanted to be married,
Yeah.
and I got a son. I mean, as far as kids, my son 14. So,
I get it.
I mean, if I have another kid, I do. If I don't, I don't.
I understand. But you want to be married, like most women out here. You
Yeah,
want to be married. And
yeah.
like I said, you got time. I know you saying I ain't pressed, but the fact of the matter is you're 33. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And time is not a woman's friend out here. To be like, oh man, I got time, I got time, I got time, because different things y'all change so much, you know what I'm saying? The older y'all get, and men like what in women? Youth and beauty. So you know what I'm saying? You should get into that. You should get into that therapy as soon as possible. I follow a couple people. Maybe you could follow them too. I got the femininity coach, Yancy. Oh God, I'm gonna post up some of them. Be looking on my
Yeah.
story, and I'll post up a few people. All right.
So post them so I can follow.
All right, lady.
Yes.
All right. Later.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Yep. No problem.
All right.
Bye.
Bye bye.